Hi, I thought I'd do a quick video on the editor that I'm using for the Xenon Remake, Remix, whatever you want to call it. This is just going to be a quick video just explaining basically how I'm building the levels at the moment. Um, it's what you might expect from an editor. It allows you to pick blocks and put them down. There are three layers to the level to give it a bit of depth. So we can see that at the top here we've got level 1, and we can pick if it's level 2 or level 3. We can solo a level. Layer 3 doesn't tend to have a whole lot of stuff on it. It's usually just bits of shadow and extra little pieces. Um, if we go to level 2, that's the majority of the stuff that sits on the top, and level 1 is usually backgroundy type stuff. The other fundamental thing that the layer 1 has is this hit area. Um, and these are things that actually hit the bullets, and your ship can bump into it and things like that. So that's the majority of it. You can literally just let's find a nice spot to draw something. You can scroll left and right a bit as well. That's because when the entire screen shakes, you need a bit of overhang so that it's got something to show when it shakes. Otherwise, you just have a big void of nothingness. So let's just draw something on quickly. Let's make sure we're on level layer 2, and let's just grab some bits here. Bup, bup. Bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. As you can see, it's pretty clunky the way it works. It's not a posh or clever editor. It doesn't do anything smart. Although I am trying to build in a few smarter features to uh, make my life a little bit quicker and easier. Um, because it's as you can see, it's not great. Let's grab a bit of shadow there, dunk, dunk, triangle bit, and there we go. We've got a extra piece of scenery on there. So we've also got the turrets. Um, we can edit the details of these. We can change what type of turret it is. So we've got the radar, which are the turrets that don't have an actual gun on them. Um, the side left, which is this kind of thing. We've, oh, I've just created a new one. Let's delete that turret. There we go. Um, let's put that back to the turret. Hopefully, I'll be adding a few more types into this because it's getting a bit samey at the moment. Um, I've also got these lines on here. These are just so I can kind of have an idea of where the screen is and how it divides up. Just makes drawing it a little easier. What else have we got there? Uh, we can show and hide the turrets. That's not particularly exciting, but it's quite useful. And then we've also got showing and hiding the enemies. This is the most unfriendly part of it at the moment because you can't edit anything in here. This is literally a list that I type in manually. Each of these string of numbers. So this number here on the left is where it's spawned. So this spawns at 450 as the camera moves up, and this number here is where we actually are with regards to the camera. This cam here tells me where the screen is. So this really just allows me to see where I've got gaps in enemies and where I might want to put some more in or take some out because it's too busy. Um, there's not a good way of doing this at the moment. I really wish it was a nice, friendly visual thing, but it's really not. This one here, for example, this is the snakes that come down, which spawns um, at this point here. So it will appear at the top once the screen gets down to here, which will be at 3,500. So that's when the camera actually gets there. This will then start spawning at the top here. Each of these, as the camera moves up, will spawn the next piece. 2 is the head, 3 are all the pieces of the tail. This 0000 is an X and a Y offset. This means that I can either it can appear at the point in its standard path, or it can um, appear offset to the left, offset to the right, offset vertically. A is um, the wave code or identifier. So as long as each of these waves has a different identifier and they're not on the screen at the same time, there won't be any problems. Because what it does a when an alien is created, it then notes down that we've got um, a wave code called A, and then we've got 10 items within that wave. So then as you kill things in the A wave, it will knock this number down, and if it gets to 0, then you'll get the pickup. And the pickup, I think, is this one on the right hand side here. This is how many hit points each of the aliens have, and this is the sprite. So you can see 2 is slightly different to these ones because that's the head and these are all the tail pieces. That's pretty much it. There's still lots to go on the game itself. Still need to do guns on aliens or on the enemies that fly, end of level bosses. I want to do a kind of electric force field thing that goes zzz, um, which will flash on and off, so you've got to sort of jump yourself between them. I think that might be quite fun to do. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. I thought it might be quite interesting to a couple of people, or not. I don't know. But anyway, hopefully I should have another update in the next few weeks with some extra little bits and pieces. Um, yeah, cool. Speak to you next time.